What is up, mates? My name is Ragoline, and we begin the second podcast. And the topic of today's podcast is the politics game, the show that I did last year. It was cool. I wanted to do that. I spent half a year to make it, and I made it, and it's available for everyone on YouTube, on my channel, well, on this channel, and you can watch it. Yeah. So basically, I want to do four things right now in this podcast. First of all, I want to talk about the politics game. What is that? Season 1. Yeah. What is that? I won't tell you the rest, all the three things that I haven't told you yet. So, what is politics game? First of all, Civilization 6. Yeah. I just wanted to make a show, playing some game and doing some not maybe ordinary stuff, that I was playing the four different nations, the four different players, and yeah, and playing the roles, which is the main thing, is that I was, well, all of the things, all of the leaders of these civilizations, which is, I don't know, interesting for me at least. And I made 7 episodes. I thought, in the beginning, the very beginning, I thought that 7 episodes will be like 7 days of the week, that I'm gonna publish them in 7 days in 1 week. But then I realized that it's better to publish it through how many 2 months, throughout 2 months, and which I did, and I thought like it's fine, I guess, that it's better to do that, to just not just publish it all in 1 week, because then it's gonna be like a year without any videos of that kind. Back then, I thought that I'm gonna make other shows, other seasons, and stuff. We're gonna talk about that today in this podcast. Again, about the season 1. So, yeah, I thought of 4 stereotypical, well, people. It's not even about leaders. Like, if we see, well, any of those leaders, we can tell that they are not even like ordinary people. They are below that. It's just, I don't know, funny or something. Well, it's not about fun, even though I try to make the show funny, comedic at some point at least. And yeah, it was just to show what's going on, I guess. The idea of this show came to me, I maybe obviously in 2012, 2022. So in 2022, when Russia invaded Ukraine, and I was like, well, yeah, there are so many different difficult things that are in this world that depend on people leading countries. I don't know, I think it's not really correct that one person, that the entire country depends on one person. What's that? Like, weird, right? So I made it like that, yeah. Well, I made a teaser, I made a trailer to season 1, the politics game. I made a trailer teaser, more like teaser, yeah, for every episode. Those teasers were awful. They are awful just because they don't show anything at all. I wanted to just take some pieces of those episodes and try making them, I don't know, try welcoming to watch the episode, but they are just awful, yeah. I hate the teasers, the episode teasers, all 7 of them. I could do better, yeah. Then the whole show. Episode 1, 2, 3. I know that, well, episode 1, 2, and 7 are about the leaders, all the 4 leaders. When episode 3 is about the Chinese, about Qin Shi Huang. Episode 4 is about Gandhi. Episode 5 is about Norwegian. The Norwegian leader, I don't remember the name. Gerald or something like this. Harald Rada, yeah. Something like this. And episode 6 is about Russian leader Peter. Yeah. So I didn't like episodes 3 and 4. They were like about nothing almost. Well, episode 3 was useless. You can leave, you can quit watching it. You may leave it without watching and it won't make a thing. When episode 1, well, it's obviously the introduction to the entire world, to the story, to the leaders. So it's important, and it was made, as I remember, well, quite okay. Episode 2, the same, maybe a little bit worse, but it was fine. Yeah, let's call it fine. And episode 7 was amazing. Actually, I love episode 7 a lot. I think watching the entire show is great. And well, you can begin watching show and watch it watch the full show just to see episode 7. I really like it. I like the finale, that it leaves the season 1 with this piece of, I don't know, season 2? Question mark. That like there is a lot to show you. There is a lot to show in the show, like that there could be a lot of seasons. That's the show. Yeah, it's out on YouTube. I spent a lot of time to make it. It was difficult. I remember making episode 1. I think, shot all the 7 episodes, and only then I began editing. Oh damn, it was difficult. And after editing episode 1, it was edited better than the others. I was like, no, I can't do that. It's too difficult. I won't do that. And then I was like, after months, I think it was about 2 or maybe 3 months that I was like, yeah, I actually can do that. I can try editing, and then I will publish it, the entire show, and it's gonna be great. And so I did it, but it wasn't great, which is kind of sad, but it's fine. I don't know. I don't care this much. So, in the very beginning, yeah, as I said, it was just an idea. Then I shot the entire season, the 7 episodes, and then I edited all of that. Yeah, it was kind of fun. It was really difficult. I think I don't like editing now. Well, it is one of the reasons I'm not editing my podcasts. For example, I'm not making videos, like full videos. Yeah, just because it's better that way. And yeah, I don't know what to say more about the past, because the first thing, well, the second thing that I want to talk about in this podcast is the past. The past of the show, of the politics game show. So you got the reason why I began and why I made this show. But what's next? I mean, there's a lot to think about. Actually, the third thing of today's podcast is my opinion. Actually, it's the fourth thing. So, anyways, yeah, let's sum up the creation process. Yeah, it stressed me out. It was difficult. It was difficult, and it's a long process. Making a show, like, you need to the pre-production stage, you need to think about it, you need to write a script or something like this, and then you begin the production stage when you shoot the entire season, which is, I don't know, that isn't that difficult, but you need to what's the word when you don't have a script and you just think and you tell things. So I didn't have a script. I was just playing, thinking about things, thinking about the stereotypes of the leader I'm playing as, and I was saying things. I was, well, yeah, saying things. And pretty much that was the whole process. And then the post-production, when I was just editing, yeah, it wasn't that long, but I think it took me about 1 or 2 months maybe to finally edit the entire season 1. When shooting, actually it took me like a week, maybe even less. Not if we are not saying not counting the thing that it took me several months from episode 1 to episode 2. That was a period. Yeah. So that was past. It is the origins of the politics game. Let's talk about the future. That's the most interesting thing in this podcast. I know this is the least interesting podcast I think that I will ever have, because there's no future of the politics game. I used to have, well, at least I used to think that the politics game may have up to 10 seasons. And I was, I don't know, visualizing how I'm entering this stage, telling that season 8 is coming, that season 7 is finished, and the season 6 was the best season, and season 7 was a little bit worse, but season 8 will be even better, and I also have ideas for season 9 and stuff. It won't happen. Just because, well, at least my SSD burned, so we can't do that. Anyhow, I mean, the save game of Civilization 6 is disappeared. Let's say that. Is dead. Yeah. And that's it. So season 2 won't be there for you. Yeah, it's sad. I am upset with the fact that there isn't an ability to make season 2. However, I'm glad that it's that way. Not that I decided not to make season 2. Because I was also thinking about that I don't want to make season 2 because it's not worth it. I remember how when I published already the entire season, I was thinking that the season 1 should get 500 views for me to make season 2. And I was looking, like, episode 3 has about not even 50 views, and I was like, yeah, I'm not making season 2. And then it gets more and more, and episode 7 I think got the most views throughout the season, and I was like, damn, I need to count. And I counted, and it was actually a little bit, but more than 500 views. So I was like, damn, now I need to shoot season 2. I was saying that, but I was happy on one hand, but on the other hand was like, damn, it took me so much time, it took so much effort to make such a show, and it was awful. At the end of the day, it got only 500 views. It didn't get even 1,000 views the entire season, not just one video. Awful. It's just not worth it. And I also had a lot of ideas of other shows. A lot of ideas. I even began shooting The Sims 2 show. I had ideas for, well, I wanna say a couple dozens of shows. And I wanted to make at some point begin making shows like about 4 in 1 year seasons, like spring, summer, autumn, winter. Each season will get one season of some show. That would be just great. It even sounds, it is amazing, but obviously it's not gonna happen. I'm not saying that it will never ever happen. Maybe something's gonna happen, so I either choose YouTube as my primary job and I make a lot of shows. I make shows maybe even every month, but it doesn't seem right. Maybe I choose YouTube as my primary job and I make seasons, at least one season a year. Maybe my primary job will be in game dev still, but I make some shows maybe once a year. Who knows? But I don't believe in that. This year there won't be a show unless I come up with some genuinely genius idea. But I'm too tired, I think, of YouTube. I'm too tired of thinking about stuff, about what videos to make. I don't know, YouTube got me tired. Which is, again, awful. I don't like it. So I decided not to be working hard on YouTube, that there are more important things to do, to get, to make, and all the other verbs in this world, in the English language. Okay, so yeah, again, I lost my SSD, so I lost all of the ideas that I had. I think all of them, yeah. So the future with the politics game is invisible. I can't say that it is fully, completely dead. Maybe there is a chance to restore the save game, or maybe, I don't know, maybe I decide to make season 2 and there will be different leaders, something like this. However, I had certain ideas for season 2, season 3. I wrote them out. Like in season 2, everyone's gonna meet the Norwegian leader, but there won't be any war. Norwegian leader is gonna fight with barbarians, and everyone's gonna like him for him fighting the barbarians. Yeah, basically that. That was the main idea of season 2, and I think it was like the season ends with creating the United Nations organization, but like obviously with just 4 leaders, 4 civilizations in it. Season 3 was going to have the first war between Russia and China. They were going to fight. I didn't thought about the reason, but I think they are pretty close, and they both have something to stand for. Gandhi was going to become the main antagonist of the whole entire show, like in season 5, or maybe if it was going to, if it would grow to like 10 season show, then in season like 8 or maybe 9, Gandhi was going to show himself. The idea was that Gandhi wasn't really believing in his gods, that he was just showing that, but in reality he was going to, well, try defeating everyone. He and his religion was going to try taking the entire world. Yeah. So Harold was never going to conquer the entire world. He was just a pawn in this politics game, right? Peter was going to be one of the leaders. Well, he was going to be the light side of light. I don't know how to tell. Well, so in the end of the show, it was going to be the how's that called? There is a word, but let's say simply, it was going to be a war between Peter and Gandhi. So perhaps other leaders were going to die, or maybe Harold would be alive still, and he's gonna be helping Peter to defeat Gandhi. Yeah, something like this. And I think it's really fun. I think it was going to be something big, something interesting, which is cool. So my opinion on the politics game, it had potential. Yeah. Season 1 was made not so good. Kind of more bad than good. It was fine in general, but it wasn't as good as I imagined it in first place. So, yeah, basically that's my entire opinion. I already said that I liked episode 7, season 1. um, I didn't like episode 3 at all. I liked, well, in general, of course, I liked the politics game season 1. I think it's fine. It's something to watch, something to laugh at, something to think about. Maybe even, yeah. But in general, it's. I think it's not enough to make season 2 to spend my time. I have life now. Like a year ago, when I was doing all of that, I began shooting the politics game when I was a teacher at school. At first school, yeah. Then I switched schools, and then I left the second school, and then I began editing episode 2 and all the rest. Yeah, that's what happened, really. Okay, yeah. So it's been even more than 3 months, I think, that I continued editing. However, I don't remember. Yeah, who cares? I don't. So, to sum up this podcast, the politics game is something to maybe watch once in your life, and that's it. And it had potential, but there won't be season 2. There won't be other shows. I am happy with what I have. I'm happy that I did it, that I shot and edited the entire show, the entire season. It was good. I liked doing that, but I'm not ready to spend, or maybe it's better to say waste my time now when I am working in game dev, when I live in Kaliningrad, and we are waiting to start trying for a baby. Like now, family and job are two main things in my life. Actually, it's been like that for a long time, but still. I mean, for 2 years, maybe. Yeah. And also I have hobbies, obviously. Like I have 3 YouTube channels, including Ragoline YouTube channel, which is the original YouTube channel. I'm always saying that it is one. But I also have a Russian YouTube channel, Ragoline Ru, and Ragoline Gaming, my gaming channel that I'm working on the most, and I like it the most. I am always upgrading it, like trying to do better, and it really does well. It has 95 at this moment, 26th of January. Haven't I told it? I'm 26 now. On 26th of January, I'm 26. It's the biggest moment of my life. It's the biggest year of my life. Obviously, it's not the biggest moment of my life because I got married last year. That was, I think, the biggest moment. I moved to Kaliningrad from Moscow, which was an enormous moment of my life. Yeah, that, that sounded egoistic that today is the biggest day of my life. No, obviously it's not. But still, yeah, I am. There won't be huge things this year, I think. Maybe it will be a year for me to relax. Maybe. Would be great, to be honest. And next year, I hope for a kid. I hope to maybe even apply for a mortgage. I don't know, we'll see. Anyways, the politics game is dead. And that's it. I'm not gonna say anything about it. I I'm glad that I did it, and I think it's right that I'm not gonna continue it because it's not worth it. So now, yeah, I have other things to do. I have other things to think about and stuff. I think it's better to finish it that way. I now have life. Like, really, finally, I have a genuine life. Finally, I am working in Elephant Games and I like it here. Yeah. I'm still a junior technical game designer, yeah, but I'm going to grow here to the middle level, and then I'm gonna leave Elephant Games at some point. Maybe not this year, who knows. But I want to grow. I want to grow professionally. I want to grow in my family, and I want my family to grow, obviously. And my hobbies, well, I'm doing a lot of Ragoline gaming. First of all, because I'm working in game dev, and so my hobby complements my job. That's amazing. Okay, let's end it here. I hope you liked this podcast. So, anyways, thank you very much for watching this video. I mean, listening to this podcast. I hope you enjoyed it. If you did, please press the like button, subscribe to my channel if you haven't yet, obviously. And maybe leave a comment down below. I would really appreciate that. And see you in the next podcast. Bye bye.